The Selfish Path to Romance. Download Chapter 1 for free at drkenner.com.
Pablo, you're having some difficulty controlling your anger?
Yes.
Yeah, tell me what's going on.
I just have sometimes I'm with my ex-wife and I go pick up my son and she's always trying to revoke me or try, to put the bad, attitude towards me in front of my son, and I sometimes explode. We've been through a messy divorce. I've tried to get more time with my son, and she doesn't give him to me, and she knows how to push my buttons,
Okay. So the best
something that I want to control.
Yeah. The best revenge is learning how to not let those buttons matter anymore to you. So there are certain things that she says, certain things that trigger your anger, right?
Right.
Can you give me a sampler of one or two things, a quick sampler of one or two things that she does that absolutely gets to you every time?
Well, it's like when I'm asking for more time.
Yeah.
I asked her this Friday that just passed, let me go at 5:30, and she did. And then she goes, no, because it's my mom's birthday, so you need to get there at 5:45. And I get there at 5:45 at her mom's house. She opens the door. She goes, wait a minute. Boom, and she slams the door.
Yeah.
She left me waiting there outside for 5 more minutes.
Yeah.
And then I go pick up my son at almost his normal time,
Yeah.
And I asked her just this one time because I wanted to go to the Keys. And she's always, doing things like that. She shuts the door, slams it, and I hear her saying, what's his problem? He needs to wait anyways. And
So she makes you wait for how long?
5 minutes more. I pick him up. I usually have to pick him up at 6.
Yeah.
And it was already 5:50.
Yeah.
Goes, wait a minute. He needs to stay by the everybody. She's always, it's been a hardship with her. I've been asking for more time, and she doesn't give them to me. She doesn't give them.
So she's fighting you guys still have the power struggle going, and it boils down to 10 minutes. So she's asking you, she wants you to be there at 6, and if you get there 10 minutes early, she freaks out.
If I asked her, yeah. No, but if I asked her at 5:45, that's fine, but she doesn't, every time I ask for a little bit more time, it's always no. And I have my son very limited and
a very limited amount of time.
Yeah. I went to court and I spent almost $41,000 getting more time with him.
Yeah.
Because, and then after I didn't get more time with him, I only have him Wednesdays from 6 to 8, and then every other weekend I have to return him Sunday night. And he's already 7 years old.
Okay.
She's always been trying to push my buttons, and now I have to pay her court fees,
Okay.
So it's been a struggle.
So one of the triggers is time. Another one is what else? What else would be a trigger? And then I want to give you some tips on how to control the anger.
No, I told her, look, this Sunday, I always pick him up and drop him off, and she's like, can you pick him up because I took some medicine and I'm drowsy, and she just texts me back oh, good one, yeah, I'll be right there. She's always it's always a dilemma, a problem with her because she's a very, she's a lonely person. She doesn't have a boyfriend or anything, and she doesn't have, and she has a strong, independent woman type, which is fine, but she is super strong character, and she's always trying to control me, even though we've been divorced already for 5 years.
Okay, so it sounds like she's insecure, because sometimes people come on with that very strong persona when they feel insecure, and so she feels vulnerable. If you can remember that it's most likely that she feels vulnerable, then you can somewhat reduce that anger, because if you look at her as a mean, controlling woman who just is out there to destroy you, Pablo, man, you're going to feel angry all the time.
Hey, I got to interrupt this because we've got to pay some bills. 30 seconds, that's it. A very quick ad, and then Alan will be back.
Romance. I wish I knew more about what girls want from a relationship. Boy, I wish I knew more about what I want. Where's that ad I saw? Here it is. The Selfish Path to Romance, a serious romance guidebook. Download Chapter 1 for free at selfishromance.com and buy it at amazon.com. The Selfish Path to Romance. That is interesting.
man, you're going to feel angry all the time. If you look at her as a sad person who's hurt, who's lonely, and who is lashing out desperately at you when she's really probably more upset with herself that she doesn't have her own life put together a little better and is, a little happier, then it might reduce your anger towards her. I don't know. What do you think about that?
Yeah, no, it sounds very good. Very good.
Okay, so think of her as hurt, as lonely, and as a bit insecure. Don't tell her that. Because she'll get angry with you. But that's a skill called reframing. Instead of looking at her as this evil person, the enemy out to get you, you look at her as almost, did you ever see, what is the movie I'm thinking of? The Wizard of Oz, where everybody's afraid of the wizard, and then when they pull back the curtain, what do you get?
Right.
A little old wimpy man.
Yeah, right.
Right?
Yeah, that's a good point.
So if you can have that imagery, that can help. Another thing with anger is you can prepare yourself in advance. You know what the triggers are. You know that time is a big issue. So you can coach yourself, just as if you were coaching yourself on a sports team, to not let the time get to you. That's her issue.
Right.
And she may respond, she may slam the door in your face. And if you look at it as if you were writing a sitcom and someone slams the door in your face, what do we do when we see something like Seinfeld or Frasier and someone slams the door in the face?
Right.
We laugh, right?
Well, yeah, of course.
Right. So if you could look at it from a little bit of what you're doing with that sitcom view is you're not depersonalizing it. You're just giving yourself some emotional distance and saying, this is really her problem, not mine. When she answers you with sarcasm and says, good one, sarcastic, you could just gently say to her, I think we'd get along better without the sarcasm. You can just name what she's doing gently. Now she may retort with sarcasm. So those are some of the things. I think you had mentioned to the person that was screening that you also have yelled in front of your son. You lost it?
Yes.
Yeah, tell me what happened.
Well, I was just telling her that same, issue with my girlfriend. I was telling her, the problems that I can't believe, this, my ex-wife does this to me, and why does she do this to me? She's always, tormenting me, and I was saying all these things, and crying in the car, and my 7-year-old was there,
Yeah.
And she goes, and I was like saying, why does your mom do this to me? And I'm, that's toxic.
Oh, yeah. Good for you
and
for recognizing that, because you can coach yourself there. You're not doing any. It's her issue. He has to deal with her, and to put him in the middle doesn't help. There's a very cute kids book, Dinosaur's Divorce. It's a kid's book that could help him, where he can see not to get in the middle of mom and dad. And for you, I want to recommend a book. It's called The Anger Control Workbook by you could just Google the Anger Control Workbook, and it's got a list of coping skills such as take a deep breath, relax, and talk to yourself the way I was helping you. Listen, thank you so much for your call, Pablo.
All right. Thank you so much, Doctor.
Okay, you're welcome.
For more Dr. Kenner podcast, go to drkenner.com and please listen to this ad.
Here's an excerpt from The Selfish Path to Romance by psychologists Drs. Kenner and Locke.
It is very important to communicate constantly, even on difficult topics such as thoughts of flirting or worse. Some benefits of such open communication are: it promotes honesty and integrity. You are not attempting to live a double life. You are not faking an attraction to your partner while secretly fantasizing about having an affair with Sherry or Jay. It enhances trust and communicates how much you value your partner. Boy, if she could share that with me, I can really trust her. She must really value me more than Jay. It helps you and your partner communicate about the possible reasons for an extramarital attraction, and thus allows you to address a problem. I want us to spend more time together. It bothers me to see you drinking every night. I miss the way you used to look and dress. You were so sexy.
Download Chapter 1 for free at drkenner.com, and you can buy the book at amazon.com.